1 minute. 1 minute, please. Time, thank you. Could you all please put down your pens and bring your papers to the front of the room? Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, you're too late. Gave you plenty of warnings about time. You failed. Sorry.
Excuse me, do you know who I am?
I have absolutely no idea.
Good.
Assessment and evaluation for SENA instructors. In the following video, we are going to discuss some topics in regards to the assessment and evaluation. We're going to talk about the traditional way of evaluating, and we are going to analyze some of the fears that the students have. Additionally, we are going to start a discussion on how to change the paradigm on assessment and evaluation in our institution. So let's get started. And the first topic is the traditional way of evaluating. Assess and evaluate are totally different concepts. However, in Spanish, those words are named with the same expression, evaluar. It seems that for decades, we did not really understand the importance to differentiate those concepts, and teachers and students assumed that giving a grade was the only way to evaluate. The old-fashioned evaluation system imposed in the high schools during decades focused in pricing memory skills. This approach was good during the industrial era. However, our responsibility now is to prepare the innovators of the 21st century. Unfortunately, those old-fashioned approaches remain in our classrooms. Recalling the words of Professor Eric Masur from Harvard University, he said, "We teach the way we learn, and that is sad." Those words are very powerful because the world where we learn has already changed, and the world where our students will have the opportunity to apply their knowledge and what they are learning nowadays will be dramatically different again. Thus, the traditional test and the lecturing they are useful tools, but unfortunately, they have been overused in the last decades. And in times when the learning is different, the evaluation and the assessment need to be different too. The students' fears. At the beginning of every semester, the questions, "Teacher, what do I need to do to pass your subject?" or "How do I get an A in your class?" are very common. And at the end of the semester, you can hear questions like, "Teacher, what was my grade?" or "Did I pass?" However, questions like, "What do I need to know to be better?" or "How do I apply this knowledge in real life?" are clearly less common. We can even say that these kind of questions are avoided, like if they cause fear in the students. Assessment is an integral part of instruction. The purpose is to determine whether or not the goals of education are being met. It is a tool used to evaluate the learning process and the progress of the students too. A process is something that needs to be carefully seen in all the stages, step by step. Testing is only one tool, but it seems that our apprentices in Colombia consider it like the only and the most important instrument of assessment. The system, unfortunately, has always told our students that they need to pass or fail, and they feel out of place when somebody tells them that they are their purpose in that classroom is to learn and to become competent. And it is not surprising that even after explaining that to students, they still ask you again, but teacher, did I pass or not? Changing the paradigm. To change a paradigm is always a challenge. It is not an easy task for our students, as well as it is difficult for our teachers who have always counted on testing as their primary tool. How can we convince our colleagues that the final product is not the only option? That what matters is not the finish line, but the road to get there. Convince our teachers that assessing the process and supporting your apprentices with permanent guidance and counseling is even more important than handing in the final paper or product. We need to create a new consciousness, where the mistakes can be seen as opportunities and the people are not taken as numbers but as human beings, able to learn and change constantly. The hardest task is to make the instructors believe in the students, believe in the abilities of transformation and adjustment of our apprentices, and change the way we do things. But why is it so challenging to change a paradigm? As it is mentioned by Edna Lucerna Costa in her book Modelo de Evaluación del Aprendizaje, the grading is used for teachers as a tool of control and power. And some teachers might feel that they are losing the control over the class. If we want to have a successful assessment in our courses, the first thing we need to change is the perception of the classroom roles, making clear that the instructor role is as a guide, a professional who accompanies the learning process of his pupils, and students must be in the center of the process, not as simple recipients of the knowledge given by the teachers, but the creators of their own knowledge. Assignment. For the final part of these videos, we are going to propose the following assignment. The idea is that we are going to start an analysis on the proposals given by the SENA in the official paper related to assessment. What do we have so far? What does the SENA propose? And how can we promote the transformation and assessment from our own classrooms?